I want you in Montreal. You broke up my bloodline. I want to break you in front of your family, in front of your friends, and that, folks, is how you hook a main event for a premium live event 2 weeks from tomorrow. Let's get to the rest of the show, shall we? I'm John Renton with my review WWE Smackdown from Greenville, South Carolina, and pretty much besides that closing segment, the rest of the show was kind of a wash, in all honesty. So yeah, let me know what you guys have to say in the comments, please. Post Rumble Smackdown. It wasn't that the talents phoned it in, it was that creative just threw up their hands and said, look, let's just have Rumble recaps, have a few matches, and hook everybody with what's going to happen with Roman Reigns addressing what will happen with the Bloodline. What's the future of the Bloodline? So we get recaps of Sami's chair shot that fell flat, according to some idiots. It didn't fall flat. It got pretty much one of the biggest goddamn pops to the point. It almost broke some of the mics in the stadium. So anyway, Kayla greets the Bloodline, Roman blows her off, and Heyman just says, oh, thanks for wearing our colors tonight, by the way. So the crowd is up early, and then we get Team YU Bald, Braun, and Ricochet taking on Imperium, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser, the glory of the Kaiser. Tag tournament final match for a shot at the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Nobody has any idea what's going to happen with Jey Uso. We find out a little bit more about that later. No Pat McAfee. Not sure why. If it's a personal matter, hopefully it's all good. This was a fine match. It was what it was. Gunther at one point got tricked into pushing Ricochet as it were. That was terrible. And then he got kicked out. And the match kept happening, and we got a powerbomb, and then Ricochet got thrown right onto, I believe, on the Kaiser. It was one of the two. I honestly forgot because I didn't really care, but nevertheless, Team YU Bald won. Okay, they face the Usos next week. Progressive match flow with Rhea's Rumble win. Progressive match flow on the women. Subtle, like an elephant, on stilts. Shout out, Derb. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, Kayla's with Charlotte about Rhea. Sonya interrupts this and says that she will face Rhea, not Charlotte. Ha 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 ha. NASCAR stuff with it's Ray and the New Day, New Ray as it were, Dominic, Priest, and Balor, and some racing guys. I don't know. I don't care. I haven't followed NASCAR in a number of years. Not since, Dale Earnhardt Sr. further proved that his best, or his favorite Pink Floyd album was The Wall. Oh, this is going well. This was stupid. This Ray Dominic feud, when it culminates at Mania, it's going to be my bathroom break. I'm sorry, I don't care. I know some people do. That's fine. I don't care. I'm sure it's a thrill for Ray. It's a thrill for Dominic. Doesn't matter to me. So anyway, Sonya makes her entrance at 5:40 p.m. Charlotte makes her entrance at 5:45 p.m. I made some notes here because of how they stagger the commercials and the entrances. Sonya makes her entrance. We go to break. Charlotte makes her entrance. Sonya versus Charlotte, SmackDown Women's Championship match. Match starts at 5:48, and 2 minutes later they go to the break. It was fine. Sonya looked decent here. Charlotte, when motivated, can actually put on a pretty good match. It was basic. The end result was never in doubt. Michael Cole did mention the recent passing of Leaping Lanny Poffo, the brother of Randy Savage. Rest in peace, Lanny Poffo. And basically, the figure eight won it. That's really all I have to say about that. If it seems like I'm going to zoom through some of these shows, there's a few reasons for that. One, SmackDown doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I mean, there are some decent moments, but nothing really noteworthy to talk about when it comes to in-ring action. And yeah, I think unless something's really egregious or really, really great, I'm just going to kind of make these videos shorter. Hope you guys don't mind, as I shoot a lot of content as it is. So, recaps of Cody winning the Rumble. And then Roman asked Jimmy about Jay. Nobody's heard from him. Solo hasn't heard from him, apparently, despite not saying anything. Roman suspects foul play like he's Benoit LeBlanc, or Benoit LeBlanc, whatever. If you get a Benoit in the case, you better hide the phone cords and the pillows. So anyway, I don't think you guys understand the urgency, and suddenly we get a shot of an aquarium. I wish. Maybe it's Aquarium of the Dead. That movie could have been more fun. And Kofi Kingston, Black History Month, mention, look, they need to put these packages on YouTube, get some attention to celebrate the various and talented African-American athletes, man, women, animal, vegetable, mineral, anybody that comes from the goddamn 30s, doesn't matter, just promote them and make sure that, that African American wrestling history is remembered. Just please, for the love of God, let's do some good stuff here. Peter Dunne and Ridge Holland took on the Raiders with Valhalla. I refuse to care about anything that the Raiders and Valhalla are involved in. Ridge and Peter Dunne did fine here, and the Raiders won. Who cares? I didn't. The Bang Bros then attack. The Banger Bros, whatever. So they attack the Raiders. Yay, we're going to keep this feud going. I mean, it makes sense considering they were taken out of the, or took themselves out of the tag tournament recently to because they're upset at the Raiders. And then Pitch Black match recaps. This was dog shit, one of the worst things WWE has done. And then we get Uncle Howdy doing a spoopy jump scare. Shotzi makes her entrance at 6:25. We're nearly 90 minutes into a 2-hour program. The others during the break, Natty makes her entrance at 6:30. Natty versus Zelina versus Shayna versus Shotzi. Chamber qualifier match, and then the other chamber qualifier match for the women will be happening on Raw. And unless they pull a swerve suddenly and have Nia Jax, Anti-Vax in there, she may have just made a one-time appearance. Good. She should just make a one-time appearance, and that one-time appearance should be her being dumped on her goddamn head. Not that it would damage her brain, because she doesn't have a brain. Never has had a brain. Shotzi got to show off briefly. We went to a break 3 minutes after we came back. I hope Zelina's all right, because she landed on her head a couple times. We get a choke by Shayna, but then she gets knocked out. Sharpshooter by Natty on Zelina. Zelina taps out. Natty wins. Hooray! Natty gained a big home country pop in Montreal for Elimination Chamber. That's good. No one can get a hold of Jay. Roman is pissed. Feels like he's being pulled in 2 different erections. I may have misunderstood that. Roman then says, Solo, Jimmy, go the bus, eat, whatever. Me and Heyman, the wise man, will go out there. So they do. And you can acknowledge me or whatever, and I'm not going to talk about Sami. Oh, you don't want to shut up about Sami? Fine, I will. I will say that Sami just used me. He used me like all of you would use me, like anybody in a restaurant would use me. Cutting a great promo here. And Sami suddenly jumps Roman. I mean, he's in a hooded jacket, but shows up, jumps big pop, and he manages to hit a couple shots, but then gets laid out, and then he manages to, just make a brief comeback when Roman gets a chair. Big spear by Sami, misses a chair shot. Then Jimmy and Solo run in. And then Sami says, I didn't want anything from you until now. I want a shot at the Universal Championship. I'm coming for you. Lol. And then Jimmy and Solo attack then. And then we have that layout. I jumbled the things. I do apologize. And then Roman stops it and says, we want Jay chance. Well, they want Jay. I don't have Jay. And it's like, I want you in Montreal. You tried to break up my bloodline. Now I'm going to break you in front of your friends, in front of your family, in front of your friends. Channeling Chris Adams, I believe the Cotton Bowl extravaganza 1985. Bowling for Soup's favorite year. So nevertheless, pretty good ending to what was pretty much just an average SmackDown, I guess. Wasn't offensive, it just wasn't great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.